Hey guys, Kirsten Zaki here, and this is my fourth video blog, and this one is about two different programs that I use, Remind and Infinitec. And the ISTE standards that these meet, Standard 3A, we model effective classroom management and collaborative learning strategies. 6B, we engage in continuous learning to deepen professional knowledge, and the professional knowledge is definitely met with Infinitec, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. Standard 2, pretty much the entire standard of 2 is met. I just have a couple here. The implementation of technology-enhanced learning experiences. We model engagement of students in local and global interdisciplinary units in which technology helps students assume a professional role, and that we design and implement technology-enhanced learning experiences that emphasize creativity, higher-order thinking skills, and processing. The first one that I want to talk about is Remind. Remind is a system that I can send out a message to anyone who has set up an account to receive my message. The main reason I like Remind is it's free. I think all programs should be free for teachers, so that is probably the only ones that I use are free ones. And it's a super easy way for me to stay in contact with my parents and my students simultaneously. I send out one message and it goes to everyone who has signed up for this. And I really like that no phone numbers are viewable. Mine isn't viewable to them and theirs isn't viewable to me. So I have no idea. I have a name, so I know who has signed up for this. But I don't have any way of contacting them through this except for to send it out to everyone at once. And this is the first year that I've used Remind. We've been in school for about 2 months now, and I've had a ton of positive parent feedback from this very simple program that I use. The parents love that I can send out when a test is, and they know and they can ask their student about it instead of just depending on their student to tell them. So this is what Remind looks like when I am going to send out a Remind. This is actually one that I sent out today. I sent it out, or I scheduled it to be sent out. It was about 2:30 or 3 o'clock this afternoon, and I have two different classes on my Remind. I have Facts and Science. I mainly use this for my middle school classes. So if I don't put which class it is, it'll just say Mrs. Zaki, and then it'll have the message behind that. So I always put Science or Facts, so it'll say Mrs. Zaki Science, and then it'll say the message. So today's message is that their 3D cell model project is due next Wednesday, and to not forget to label the parts and the functions. And again, I sent this out at 3 o'clock this afternoon. I don't want my students to be checking their phone during somebody else's class, and most parents are at work at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so I can schedule it for later. So I scheduled it for today at 6 p.m., and then I can just click on schedule. And at the time it said that it was not sent, it was just scheduled, but right now it's past 6 p.m. and I did receive mine on my phone. I do sign up for my own Remind as well, just so I can see what what the parents and the students are seeing, and to make sure it's working correctly, and if there's any glitches that I need to figure out. To create an account, it's really easy. You go to remind.com. This used to be Remind 101, but they've changed the name to just Remind. And you sign up as a teacher. It asks for your name, your email address, and I think that's about it. And then it has you create a class name. So I created Middle School Facts and Science are the two that I have right now. And then you're given a class code, and you're also given this PDF file that you can print out. And I gave this to all my students at the very beginning of the school year. And there's 3 different options for students and for parents to sign up for the Remind messages. The first one is they can download the Remind app. There's a QR code on this PDF file. They can just scan that. It'll take them to the App Store. And it's a free app, so they can download it there. They will need to enter in the class code, which for this class is at Zaki Facts. And they do have to allow push notifications on the app. Otherwise, they would have to go into the Remind app to see if there's any messages. But just like any other app, if they allow push notifications, it'll remind them right to their phone, just like a text message, only it's through the app. If they would prefer to get an email instead of an app or a text message, they can go to this website here, Again, they'll need the class code, enter in their email address, and that's it. It'll send them an email. And they can sign up for more than one of these. If they would prefer that, they can do that as well. The last option is probably the most common, and that's just join via SMS text messaging. And they will text the message at ZockyFacts to this number that's listed here, and they're automatically joined. I don't have to do anything to accept them. They are just automatically joined to that account. It's excellent. We also have several teachers at my school district that are using this, and parents can sign up for multiple teachers' accounts. So they can have their one login, or they can text the different message, and it'll send them as many reminds as we send out as teachers. And again, I have gotten a lot of positive parent feedback. It's an easy way to be in contact with all your parents at once, all your students at once. It takes very little effort on the teacher's point of view, so it's a really good program. The other program that I want to talk about is Infinitec. And Infinitec is free for me at my district. We are through ESDAC, and I'm pretty sure any school that goes through ESDAC has access to my Infinitec, but I don't know if it's available throughout with anybody because our district set this account up for us, so I'm really not sure on that one. The reason why I like Infinitec is it is cross-curricular. I'm a science teacher and a facts teacher, but every time I look at science stuff, it asks me, or it tells me how I can incorporate language arts and how I can incorporate math and reading and writing into my science classroom. And I think that's great for all teachers. We are all cross-curricular teachers, whether we like to believe that or not. So it's always nice to have those extra resources available. And there's a ton of different subject areas that they have information on. It's not just one area or one specialty. So I really like that about Infinitec as well. And then for Infinitec, instead of taking screenshots like I have been doing, I'm actually going to take you to the website and go around with it. I'm already logged into my Infinitec, so if you wouldn't have an account, you would need to sign up for an account or talk with your district and see if this is something that's available. And Infinitec has a ton of different resources, and as you can see here, they have English language learners, math, reading, social studies, writing, but I'm a science teacher, so I'm going to show the science part of this. And once you click into each category, they have multiple categories in here as well. So educational enrichment is where I have found most of my resources that I have used. And then you can see even inside of educational enrichment, there's still several options for different resources for teachers. And as a science teacher, I really like that they have this split up into earth and space science, life science, and physical science. Makes it really easy for me to help plan my lessons and to easily find information. Some of the resources that I have already used, Bill Nye the Science Guy. I think pretty much every middle school science teacher uses that, or most of them that I know anyway. So I use his website a lot. And then also Interactive Body is another website, and they have just a ton of interactive games where the students don't even realize that they're learning, they're just playing a game. So it's, again, an excellent program. Ton of resources available. One program that I'm trying to work with my special education teacher on to use is a text-to-voice application, and they can, most novels that they already have, they're already in the system. You just kind of rent the novel and it'll read it to your students. We have a very low reading student. He's an 8th grader and he reads at about a 2nd grade level, so instead of having a para read to him all the time, it would be really nice if we could have it read for him. And then for like textbooks, they have to have a copy on file. So we are in the process right now of trying to get them a textbook that they can scan in. They go ahead and audio record that, and then they have somebody go through it page by page and make sure that the audio is correct. So that's where we're at with that. But again, another awesome tool that we can use to help students that are overcoming some barriers. English language learners, same thing there. The other thing that I want to show you is the professional development side of it, and that is in the online classroom. And there are some other areas in here that you can go as well, but they have different different tests, or not tests, but different classes that you can take that will help you in your teaching. So this is I'm Speechless, an overview of augmentative communication. But there's several different ones. Take a quiz, and there's a lot of different catalogs and things like that. And this is the first year that we've used Infinitec as well, or that we've been aware of Infinitec, so I haven't had a whole lot of time to really dig deep into it, but I know that they have a ton of professional development courses, and they have a ton of resources for teachers, and I'm really excited to learn more about this and to help my coworkers to use this information as well. So the two that I talked about today were Remind, which is a great way to get in contact with parents, and then Infinitec, which is great for online resources as well as professional development.